The Premier League leaders take on a side that have been thriving away from home in recent fixtures. Let's preview Arsenal v Everton. Yes, we are back in Premier League action and Arsenal are back home at the Emirates Stadium as they take on the Toffees. Now, this fixture is never an easy fixture, whether it's home or away. And recent form says that Everton will be coming to look to disappoint the league leaders. The season-defining week for Arsenal, actually a season-defining month. As you know, it's been said that Arsenal could be challenging for the quadruple as they are in all competitions and thriving. Well, as we saw in the week, actually, they're not thriving as much in the Champions League, but which English team is? They came away with a draw against Leverkusen, so it's all to play for in the home fixture in the next coming days. But this is, definitely a season-defining week if they want to stay in that quadruple running. As you know, it all starts from today. Everton at home, 3 points is a must. And I believe Arsenal fans have been saying this all season, but now this is crunch time. This is like the final mile. This is where every single game matters, especially when Manchester City, that's been on their tails for the last couple of weeks, have dropped points against Nottingham Forest, are not doing well in the Champions League as we saw against Real Madrid in the week. But let's focus on Arsenal. They have to do everything in their power to make sure that every game is basically a 3-pointer. And I know during the week, a lot of people said, you can't win every game. Yes, they drew to Bayer Leverkusen, but you cannot win every game. And yes, that's true. I couldn't name you a team that's won every single game in every competition throughout their season. But at this moment in time, the fans, the players, Mikel Arteta need nothing less than 3 points today. And it'll be interesting to see how both teams set up against each other because Everton haven't played a game in the last 11 days. Their last game was the 3rd of March. Who did they play against? Who did they play against, actually? Everton fans watching this will know exactly who they played. Their last game on the 3rd of March was at home to Burnley, and they got a nice 2-0 win, comfortable, clean sheet against Burnley at home. They've had a nice break. Not a break, I'm sure they've been training, doing everything they need to. But within that time, Arsenal have played 3 games, 3 different competitions. They played Brighton away in the Premier League. They played Mansfield Town in the FA Cup, and they played Bayer Leverkusen in the week in the Champions League. Now they're back in Premier League action. Fatigue could be kicking in, but let's not make excuses. But we've got 2 different teams in 2 different scenarios. One's coming fresh off an 11-day match break, and another team's coming straight gung-ho from 3 matches in that space of time. And in saying that, Everton have definitely enjoyed their last few fixtures. I mentioned their win at home against Burnley, and they're heading into this fixture up in 8th place, 2 consecutive wins on the bounce. And they're going to be up for it. And dare I say, they could be heading into European football next season, or at least I expect that is the challenge and what they're going for under David Moyes. And hopefully we can put a stop to that because we've got bigger ambitions to hopefully win that Premier title. It's very hard to predict what the score will be today because at this point, do Arsenal fans care? I don't know. I can't speak for every Arsenal fan. Do they care about the aesthetic of the match? Are we there to watch the game and enjoy it? Or are we there to sit there and just say 3 points, please? Whether own goal pops up, whether it's 1-0, whether it's set piece, whatever it is, 3 points is a must. Let me know in the comments what you're expecting. Of course, it's very hard to predict because, like I said, Arsenal just been churning out the results of recently, like the game during the week. Very fortunate to even get an equaliser, the much talked about penalty. Well, it was awarded. Whether it was a penalty or not, it was awarded and Kai Havertz put it away. But a very fortunate result for Arsenal. And the last few games have been very fortunate, even the FA Cup game, the game against Brighton, churning out these results. Can they do it again on a Saturday evening at the Emirates against Everton, who are fighting, potentially aiming for European hopes next season? What are your predictions for this game? I bet you don't even know what to say. It's so hard to predict. I mean, normally you'd want to say 2-1, 3-0 Arsenal, 3-1 Arsenal, but can you confidently say that? I'm going to go for 2-1 Arsenal. I'm not sure there'll be a clean sheet there today. But like I said, 3 points is the ultimate factor right now. And what 3 points could do for Arsenal could put us 10 points ahead before that Manchester City game kicks off a few hours later. 10-point lead would be magnificent at this point of the season. So with all that to play for, I'm hoping Arteta and the boys can go out there. And I know it's going to be a tough game, but do whatever it takes to get the win. Now, let's get into some facts about Arsenal and Everton fixtures. So the away side, when Everton go to the Emirates, they've not enjoyed their visit there on many occasions. They've only won once since Arsenal moved to the Emirates. And that came in front of no fans 5 years ago during lockdown season, when there was no fans in the stadium. The Toffees have been subject to 4-0 and 2-5-1 defeats against Arsenal on their own patch and over the past decade. That's what I've just read from Google there. Now, head-to-head managerial. It's so funny seeing David Moyes and Arteta go head-to-head, because all I can see all the time, and I'm sure you've seen it too, is that post-match interview. Remember when obviously Arteta used to play for Everton and David Moyes was his manager, and Arteta was just stood next to him, dressed as if he was a manager, dressed in suit and tie, and you see David Moyes all casual in his sports shirt there. And he let Arteta take the interview, and even the interview was like, "You're letting the players do a lot of talking here." I'll insert the photo here. If you know, you know. But it's so interesting how life works out now that they're going head to head. And I know we've seen it many times with different managers and different clubs before, different players coming up against their ex-teammates and ex-managers. But when it's your own manager coming up against David Moyes, we know there's a lot of mutual respect there between the two. And I know Everton's always a tough fixture because that holds a close place in Arteta's heart as well. I remember when I went to Everton away fixture a couple of seasons ago, and I was actually sat behind the dugout and just seeing the passion and the nerves and everything on Arteta's face. You can tell the fixture means a lot to him, and he adores both the Everton and Arsenal fans. But yeah, seeing them go head to head is interesting to say the least. But let's talk about some of their head-to-head stats. Arteta hasn't beaten any manager more than he has David Moyes since joining Arsenal in 2019. He's had 7 wins in 12 meetings between the two. Given how Arsenal have performed as of late and Everton's away form this season, the visitors are unlikely to be overwhelmed on Saturday evening. The Toffees have the Premier League's joint third best record on the road, notching 24 points from 14 games. So they'll ensure that Saturday's contest is going to be a tight one, and it will be a tight one indeed. I don't want to see no 1-1. I don't want to see 2-2. I don't want to see any draws. I need to see 3 points to the home team. So on that basis, I'm going to stick with my 2-1, very safe 2-1 prediction to Arsenal. No idea who the goal scorers would be, but if I was to take a rough guess, I would say, oh my gosh, no name sprung to mind there. I'm trying to figure out where the goals will come from. Will it be open play? Will it be a set piece? Right, before I think of a goal scorer, let's go through our predicted lineups first. So without a doubt, between the sticks, David Raya. I'll go with the backlines, same as during the week. Hincapié, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber. A midfield of Rice and Zubimendi. Now, I know Havertz is slowly being integrated back into the team. I'm not sure whether to start Havertz or Eze. I've just got this little gut feeling that Arteta will go with Havertz, so I'm going to stick Havertz in there. With Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and Gyökeres up front. Now, with this 2-1 prediction of mine, who's scoring those 2 goals? I'm going to go for a Martinelli goal. Let's have it, Gabby. We need it from you. Let's go. Let's go. Gabby, Martinelli goal, and Gyökeres. Gyökeres scored in the reverse fixture due to a penalty, and let's hope he can score again today. So those are my predictions. That's my predicted starting lineup. How do you think their game's going to go? How are you feeling if you're an Arsenal fan? How are you feeling if you're a Toffees fan? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Do you get excited for Arsenal games anymore, or do you watch at the edge of your seat? Let me know what type of fan you are and what you're expecting to see this afternoon/evening. And yes, let me know your predictions in the comments down below, and I'll see you after the game. If you're new here, don't forget to like. Make sure you comment, interact with me and everyone else in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe. That way you don't miss a video, because there's no structure here. We just post when Arsenal are playing. Could be before the game, could be the day of the game, could be 2 days before. But if you want to know when I'm posting, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you won't miss it. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Take care, and let's get those 3 points.